Hello and welcome everyone. Namaste dosto. So today we are tackling something that gives literally all of us a bit of a headache at some point, English prepositions. आज हम इस टॉपिक को बिल्कुल बेसिक से समझेंगे. It's a foundational grammar rule. और आज हम इसको इतने कलरफुल और accessible तरीके से मास्टर करने वाले हैं कि you'll never forget it. Let's dive right in.
Okay, take a look at this sentence right here. He entered into the room. Now tell me, is this correct? सही है या गलत? Honestly, ये एक ऐसी गलती है जो हम अपनी daily conversations में ना बहुत बार करते हैं. But stick with me because by the end of this explainer, आपको exactly पता चल जाएगा कि एक common habit grammatically गलत क्यों है.
So here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the core concept, yani samband vachak. Then we'll move on to time, which is samai. Next up is place, or stan. Then we'll cover movement, yani gati. And finally, we'll tackle the traps, or abvad. Let's get to it.
All right, kicking things off with section 1, the core concept. What exactly is a preposition or sambandvachak?
You know, if you just look at the word itself, it makes perfect sense. Preposition is literally made of two parts. Pre, meaning before, and position, meaning place. तो इसका सीधा सा मतलब है एक ऐसा शब्द जो किसी noun या pronoun से ठीक पहले place किया जाता है. And what does it do? Well, it acts like a structural bridge. ये उस noun या pronoun को sentence के दूसरे words के साथ connect करता है, right? उसका संबंध बताता है. And honestly, that's exactly why the Hindi term for it is sambandvachak.
Moving right along to section 2, prepositions of time. This is all about mastering when things happen, yani samay.
Okay, so here we have a clear contrast between two completely confusing words. एक तरफ है since और दूसरी तरफ है for. Now, since हम तब use करते हैं जब हमारे पास एक definite point of time हो. You know, एक निश्चित शुरुआत, जैसे since Monday या since 2016. On the flip side, for is used for a measured length or duration of time. For example, for 2 hours या for a week. एक golden rule हमेशा याद रखिए. अगर time reference plural में है, like 2 hours or 3 days, well, it almost always takes for.
Now, let's break down the classic trio. At, in, and on. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet. At लगता है exact time के लिए, like at dawn or at 12 noon. In use होता है लंबे durations, months or years के लिए. So you'd say in the morning or in 2016. Or on? Well, on लगता है specifically days or dates पर. On Monday, on the 16th of May. Pretty straightforward, right?
All right, that brings us to section 3, prepositions of place. This is where we master where things are, yani stan.
So what's the actual difference between being in a place versus at a place? Well, in is used for larger areas or enclosed spaces. Basically, अगर आप किसी large boundary के अंदर हैं, तो in use होगा, like in India, या in the room. But at is used for exact locations, those specific pinpointed spots. आप एक specific जगह पर खड़े हैं, like at the door, या at the station. It's all about the scale.
Next up is section 4, movement and states. Let's talk about dynamic prepositions, yani kati.
I absolutely love using the analogy of water to explain this one. In simply means you're already inside. There's no change of medium. For example, swimming in the river. आप पहले से पानी में तैर रहे हैं, right? Into, however, requires an active change of medium or state. Yani बाहर से अंदर जाना. So you wouldn't say swimming into the river, you'd say jumped into the river. Make sense?
Now let's look at surface movements. First we have on. Imagine a book resting on a table. Totally still, no movement. Second is upon. Imagine a cat pouncing downwards upon that table. Movement है और ऊपर से आकर surface पर settle हो रही है. And third we have onto. Think of someone literally climbing onto a horse. You know, नीचे से jump करके ऊपर surface पर बैठना. It's all about the direction of the action.
So, the really crucial point here is that while both these words generally mean up or upar, they are measured completely differently. Over measures vertical distance, like a ceiling fan spinning directly over your head. But above? That measures horizontal levels or standards, like saying someone's performance is above average or that the floodwater is above the danger mark.
And now, we arrive at section 5, tricky traps and exceptions. These are the danger zones, yani upvad. Pay close attention here.
Let's do a rapid-fire myth-busting session, all right? When used as active verbs, you never use a preposition with these words. Seriously, never. आप किसी place को visit to नहीं करते. You just visit a place. You don't attack on the enemy, you just attack them. And this is a big one. हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं pizza के लिए order दिया, but in English you literally never order for a pizza. You simply order a pizza. Direct translation will get you into trouble here.
Now this brings us right back to that opening question from the start. He entered into the room is wrong because for physical places, the word enter takes absolutely no preposition. The correct, natural way is just he entered the room. But, and here's the catch, if you are entering an abstract concept, like an agreement, a discussion, or an alliance, then into is perfectly fine. You can say, he entered into a discussion. Pretty brilliant, right?
Let's also look at some very specific English rules for describing death, because again, direct translation fails us here. अगर cause internal है या कोई बीमारी है, we use of, like died of cancer. अगर कोई accident है, we use in, so died in an accident. And for external causes, things like starvation or overeating, we use from, died from starvation. It's a subtle distinction, but absolutely crucial.
Okay, so here is your final test to prove your brand new bilingual grammar mastery. Let's apply what you've just learned. He died blank an accident, and he entered blank the room. What are the answers? Have you got it? That's right. He died in an accident, and he entered the room, absolutely no preposition for the second one. See? Grammar doesn't have to be a headache when you can actually visualize the rules. I really hope this explainer leaves you excited to explore more. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.